The NFL draft is less than a week away, so let's go ahead and redraft the first round of the 2009 draft class. This is really potatoes and greens. What's that? Steak and potatoes, I think that's the saying. Tons of linemen who started like 8 years at a pretty solid level. Probably only one Hall of Famer. We're going to see a ton of linemen go off the board, so I hope you're ready. At number 1, Matthew Stafford. We're going to redo this. The Lions are still taking Matthew Stafford first overall. He is one of the most talented arms that we've ever seen, and now with the Lombardi Trophy in his pocket, he's probably going to wind up in Canton. But that, we're done with Hall of Famers. Clay Matthews would have gone close. He goes to the Rams here. They selected Jason Smith, number 2 overall, and said they get a eventual Defensive Player of the Year winner, a Super Bowl champion. Really good pick. Clay Matthews probably would have been in the Hall of Fame conversation, but he basically decided that the money that he was going to get paid by the Rams, by Cleveland, anyone else just was not worth it at that point in his career, so he retired with some good football still left. He goes number 2 in the redraft. At number 3, let's go ahead and get edge rusher Michael Bennett. They still have Tamba Hali at this point. It's before Justin Houston's time, so Michael Bennett ends up in KC. At 4, we have Shady McCoy. Jim Mora did not pan out in Seattle whatsoever. It would result in Pete Carroll coming the next year. Shady McCoy might end up being a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. One of the few guys that I would label as a difference maker in this draft class. One of the reasons why he's a running back and going number 4 overall. At 5, the Jets are going to go Malcolm Jenkins, joining a secondary that already has Antonio Cromartie and Darrelle Revis. Instead of the Bengals drafting Andre Smith, they're going to still go with a tackle, but a tackle who had a little bit more success in Will Beatty, eventual Super Bowl champion with the Giants. At number 7, the Raiders are going to draft Alex Mack. Alex Mack, one of the better centers. I think he does have a Hall of Fame case, but I mean, this is where we're at in this redraft. So Alex Mack, you're going to be blocking for Jamarcus Russell for at least a year. The Jaguars are going to stay on the offensive line trend, in particular the center trend. They're going to draft Max Unger. At 9 overall, the Packers aren't going to draft B.J. Raji. He was solid, but I mean, solid should not be a top 10 pick. T.J. Lang, a little bit better than solid. He's going to be the pick instead, this redraft. Like I said, these are all good players, but the fact that T.J. Lang's a top 10 pick, like I said, bread and potatoes, meat and potatoes, whatever the saying is, that was this draft. Lots of solid linemen. At 10, the 49ers are going to go Vontae Davis, rest in peace. There was a time where Vontae Davis was the 5th best cornerback in football, so I mean, I guess there is some high-level productivity here at least. At 11, the Bills are going to go ahead and grab Jason McCourty, another guy, really solid player for a really long time, started for multiple teams over the course of a decade.